Live, okay. Welcome. So, in today's live, I just want to talk a little bit deeper into what I was saying about yesterday. So, yesterday I was talking about intuition. And so I want to talk a little bit deeper about what it is, and then to go into a few of the methods that I have perhaps used over the years to really hone in that skill. Well, skill, I don't know if it is a skill, but anyway, intuition. What is intuition? For me, intuition is a deeper knowing. I don't know how else to explain intuition apart from that realization that there's a inner guidance, like a compass here, which knows what I need to do, and that is what directs me. And there's been examples in my life where I have gone against it and things have ended up going bad. So there's occasion where I was in a relationship and we were considering buying a house, and deep down I knew that was the wrong thing to do. And hey presto, a few months later we ended up splitting. But had we bought a house, it would have made things so much more complicated. Now, there's been occasions where things have gone, I knew things were right, and it worked. This house now, as soon as I walked into the house, I knew it was the right house. And there was occasions where it fell through twice. And deep down, I knew that this was the right thing. So I kept my idea that I don't need any other house. Everybody was saying, get another house, there's plenty out there. And I was like, no, this is the right one. And it happened. And they also had to drop down the asking price by 10, I think it was 10 or 20 grand. But I got the house that I knew was right for me. There's other occasions as well, I knew going and pushing myself to have the courage to go and dance, that was right for me. And over the last 6 to 7 months, I have never looked back. But how do we hone in on our intuition? Because you can go through a phase where you don't know whether it's intuition or not. And I always, it's part of me that just has this faith, has this belief that knows that deep down, that's what I'm going to do. And I go and do it, and I don't really second guess it. But it's taken me 7 to 8 years to really hone in what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing and what I need to do. And it comes down to, I think for me, there's been several different things I've done throughout my life. And one of the first things is I've made a decision. And that decision, I just did it. And sometimes things didn't perhaps go to plan, but better things came out of it. There's also being able to spend time on my own to work through what I've been through, to work through breakups, to work through failed businesses, to work through anything, issues, anger, frustration, emotions. This has allowed me to really, really hone in on myself, really. Another thing I've done is introspection. So this links into the last point, that when things perhaps don't go to plan, I just look a bit deeper. I question things. I ask myself, what am I doing wrong? Or what do I need to do in order to improve that? Recently I went through a breakup and I felt very rejected. So rather than asking the question, why did she reject me? I reversed the question around and asked myself, where am I rejecting myself? And that question gave me that realization that I had been pushing away these most amazing parts of me: courageousness, confidence, vulnerability, acceptance. I've been pushing away passion, love for myself, all these things I was pushing away. But once I realised I was rejecting this part of myself, I realised then I need to start to accept these as me. And this acceptance was a big thing. That all these parts are me. All I need to do is start to prize them out of myself. And then another thing I do as well is, rather than being in my head, which has all these things like, I'm not good enough, I can't do that, blah, 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 I drop myself down out of my head into my body. So I allow myself to feel my sensations in my body. And it's as simple as just putting yourself in your head, moving and then saying, okay, I move myself down into my heart space, into my body. And as soon as you set that intention that I'm moving my head, into my body, suddenly things change. Things change. And so that's one that I've done massively, is to be able to really hone into my own body, to feel my sensations, to work with what's going on rather than what's in my head all the time. Because my head quite often is like, I can't do that. You're not good enough. I'm not worthy. Them kind of things. But onto my body, I don't necessarily hear them thoughts or them words. So these are just a couple of the things that I have done personally. Obviously, there's loads of things out there. But I think also it's about having an internal conversation with yourself. An internal dialogue. You can speak out loud. I'll quite often talk to myself. And I'll talk to my intuition. I'll talk to my inner child, Jimmy. I'll talk to whoever part of me. And, it's a good way of creating this dialogue. From this dialogue, you can figure out what's going on. But yeah, that's the kind of things that I've done. And so intuition has played a huge part in my life because of these different things. So how can you start to really hone in to your intuition? What kind of things can you do? You don't even have to use anything that I said. You could research on the internet, that kind of thing. But my realization is that the more that you hone in on your intuition, the more that you'll be guided to what you need to do. And amazing things happen from my own personal experience. So that's how I feel about it. I'm very passionate about working with my intuition and stuff. And yeah. So how can you start to hone in on your intuition? If you like this video, please like, share, add a comment, and share with your friends. Have a good day.